Today we have with us the Pro Vice Chancellor of Indira Gandhi National Open University, Professor Uma Kanjilal. Professor Uma Kanjilal, faculty of IGNOU, library science background, but took several initiatives related to the technology in the university. And she's still taking those technology initiatives. One of the national coordinators of SWAYAM Prabha and SWAYAM. She is a Fulbright scholar from University of Illinois, and she was a principal investigator of National Virtual Digital Library sponsored by Ministry of Culture, which was housed in Indira Gandhi National Open University. I'll not get into the detail of her publications and so on, but extensively written on technology. We welcome you, Professor Uma Kanjilal, for this last session on, again, technology-related issues, whether SWAYAM Prabha, or what are the initiatives of Government of India. Thank you, and over to you, Professor Uma Kanjilal.
Thank you, Professor Madhupalal. Hello to all the participants. Today I am going to talk about National Education Policy 2020 vis-a-vis digital education. If you have gone through the policy document, you must have seen that there is a great emphasis on use of digital technology, and in fact two major sections are focusing on use of technology in both in school sector as well as in the higher education sector. If we go to the section 3.5 in the NEP 2020 document, four major aspects have been highlighted. First one is, it is talking about improving teaching, learning and evaluation processes. Then the second one, it talks about supporting teacher preparation and professional development. This is in the context of using technology, especially the educational technology and the disruptive technologies that have come in. And it in fact refers to large scale capacity building requirement that has to be brought in. The third aspect that it talks about is enhancing educational access. So which means providing access to the technology to all the stakeholders, the teachers, students, administrators, and that's a major important requirement in fact. And if you go further, you will see how to go about it. It's clearly mentioned in the document. So that's one important area, because we talk about digital divide. So if we are talking about digital education, I think it's very important that we have educational technology infrastructure in place and each of the stakeholder has access to the required technology. Then the fourth aspect, it talks about streamlining planning, management and administration. That is in terms of the e-governance. So it talks about the higher education institutions as well as the school sector also to adopt e-governance and put things in place. So these are four major aspects that have been mentioned in the policy document. If we further move on to section 3.6, it talks about a rich variety of educational software that needs to be developed and made available for students and teachers. And again, if it's not just developing, it has to be made accessible to all. So this is very important aspect that has been focused on. Then the second aspect it talks about is it has to be made available in all different Indic languages. So it's basically we get software either in English or maximum in Hindi. But in fact in the National Education Policy 2020 document, if you see that it is stressing on use of regional languages to a great extent. So I mean all the softwares are to be developed keeping in mind that the regional requirements and the language, there should not be any language barrier. So that's an important aspect that has been focused on. Then coming on to the third aspect, it says accessible to a wide range of users, including students in remote areas and Divyang students. So I think what it refers to is providing access not to just the computing technology, it should be also the internet, web, and in fact last mile connectivity that needs to be put in place. Then the fourth aspect, it talks about teaching, learning, e-content, which is already, the process started with the National Mission on Education through ICT in 2009. This needs to be further extended, and large-scale development of e-content and e-resources generation is very much required. And in fact, all the stakeholders, the states, central government, all the institutions involved in the process needs to get into action in developing engaging e-content, and that also in all regional languages. Now coming to the different platforms that developed over the years, and if you look into the National Education Policy document, it clearly states that there are already certain platforms like Diksha, Swayam, Swayamprabha, which are operational and in fact not going in for any duplication of effort. So whatever platforms are already available, that has to be actually enhanced further to, upgraded further to, fulfill the requirements of digital education that we talk about. In fact, if you look into the Disha portal, it's basically for the school sector, and you will see that it is, it talks about one nation, one digital platform. So it is actually integrating all kinds of facilities, right from open educational resources that are being developed, live classes that they're talking about, e-courses, online courses. So all are actually available on the Diksha platform, and it's not just web-based, it is also available on the mobile phone. And if you look into, already 22 states are involved in the process, and if you look into the statistics, huge number of participants are already there and have been extensively using the Diksha platform. Now coming to the higher education, a major intervention that was done by the Ministry of Education is the implementation of the Swayam portal. Basically, it's the acronym for Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds, and it is basically India MOOCs. And the best part is it is a world-class made in India platform. So it has been developed in India for India with indigenous technology. In fact, if we talk about massive open online courses, that is MOOCs, the whole initiative worldwide started in 2011. And in fact, India is a late starter. So we had major players like edX, Coursera, Udemy, FutureLearn. We have been actually very successful, and large millions and millions of participants going through all those MOOCs courses. So in that context, if you look into, I think India was a late starter. We started somewhere in 2016 offering our courses we piloted for some time, and extensively from 2017 onwards started offering courses. But already in a short span of time, we have been able to catch up with the world leaders. And actually, if you look into the statistics that are there, we are actually among the top 5 now. So very short time, this Swayam platform has become a major success story for the government of India, and it's being extensively used. So if you look into the statistics that is there, that the total number of courses that have been developed, this is in terms of unique courses, somewhere around 2,598 courses, and it's growing big way in fact. And till date, starting from 2016 onwards, more than 8,000 courses have been offered. And these courses basically are rerun also, so the number is growing like anything. And if you look into the cumulative enrollment that is there till date, I think we have already more than 2.76 registrations on the Swayam portal. Total certification issued so far is 11.66 lakhs. We are in fact waiting for the last session's result to come out, and this number will increase. So if you look into the registrations data, it's quite high, but that way the certification is not happening. I think there needs to be an intervention that needs to be put in, and all the institutions, the higher education, especially higher education institutions, need to work towards it, inform their learners, make them aware about the platform that is available, and it needs to be also embedded with the curriculum, structured in a manner so that you have credit transfer also possible. And in fact, as on date, we have somewhere around 159 institutions, higher education institutions, who have adopted the SWAYAM courses for the credit transfer for their students. So this is actually also again growing in a big way. Apart from this course-wise registration on SWAYAM, we have a SWAYAM Vertical 2. And this Vertical 2 provides for a platform, it's kind of an LMS, which provides for any institution to offer online courses. So if any of the institutions, they are interested in offering some online programs, say MBA, MCA, whatever it is, they can just, at a UG level, PG level, they can just have to approach SWAYAM team, and it has been provided by the ministry. It's available for all, and they can offer their programs through the Vertical 2. And in fact, this capacity building, this FDP program that we are running is also working on the SWAYAM Vertical 2 itself. So this is how SWAYAM has been growing, and it's getting really popular over the years. And the best part of it is, it's the unique feature that we have is it follows a 4-quadrant approach. So when we talk about 4-quadrant approach, what is it? In the first quadrant, we talk about providing high quality video lectures, multimedia, simulation, animation, etc. So basically, if a course is of 4 credit, you get around 20 hours of video content or multimedia content available in that course. And then the second quadrant is the e-content or the self-instructional material, text-based material. It could be e-books. You can provide links to open educational resources, open access journal articles, books, etc. So that's the second quadrant of this SWAYAM. The third quadrant is the assessment part, where you can include assignments, quizzes, problems, solutions, etc. And the fourth quadrant is the most important, which actually brings in the interactivity in the online courses that are offered on SWAYAM. That is the discussion forum. And since you have been using the same platform already for this FDP, so you are already familiar with the platform itself. And in fact, it's not just for the interactivity. One can also think in terms of using the discussion forum as a platform for assessment as well. So, and in fact, it's the interaction, if you see, it's almost like real-time interaction happening. Apart from the 4 quadrants, there's another quadrant. In fact, the ministry insisted that all the national coordinators go in for all the videos, transcripts are to be provided. And these transcripts are to be actually required to be used for the purpose of translating into 12 regional languages. Another important thing is that it's not just going through an open course on SWAYAM. Well, I got an instruction that I should also speak in Hindi. So, मैं कोशिश करती हूँ थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बोलूँगी. So, I'll mix Hindi and English so that everyone benefits. तो अभी मैंने जो बोला 4 क्वाड्रेंट में कोर्सेज तो अवेलेबल है, ओपन कोर्सेज. बट अगर किसी को सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए तो कैसे सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा? सो इन दैट केस एक्चुअली NTA, दैट नेशनल टेस्टिंग एजेंसी, पूरा कंट्री में they have centers spread over the country, and online exams are conducted. So you can see the kind of facility that's in the screen, that you can see the kind of facility that is being provided by NTA. So इसमें proctored exams होता है all centers में, online mode में. It could be computer based examination, or in case of subjective program, subjective courses, वो pen and paper based भी हो सकता है. Another important aspect जो स्वयं का जो यूनिक सेलिंग पॉइंट है वो है कि क्रेडिट मोबिलिटी. और अगर आपने देखा होगा 2016 में पहला गैजेट नोटिफिकेशन आया था UGC एज वेल एज AICT, जिसमें इन्होंने बोला कि स्वयं से अगर आप कोर्स कर रहे हो उसका क्रेडिट आप अपने डिग्री के लिए यूज़ कर सकते हैं। और इसके बाद उसमें 20% क्रेडिट मोबिलिटी और क्रेडिट ट्रांसफ़र की बात किया गया और इसमें ये भी बोला गया कि हर इंस्टीट्यूशन, हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन उनके स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडीज़ के थ्रू अडॉप्ट करना चाहिए। So with that, actually, that brought in, and in fact, earlier I mentioned that 159 institutions already have adopted that. So all the institution needs to get in board, ताकि वो भी अपने through statutory bodies they get this, in fact, adopting the courses that are available on SWAYAM and make it part and parcel of the curriculum itself. और रिसेंटली अभी 2021 में जो नया गैजेट नोटिफिकेशन आया है वो खाली 20% नहीं, अब वो बोल रहा है आप 40% कोर्सेज आप स्वयं से कर लीजिए, हर सेमेस्टर में 40% कोर्स आप स्वयं के कीजिए और उसका जो क्रेडिट है उसको आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं आपके डिग्री की तरह टुवर्ड्स अर्निंग योर डिग्री. So that is how this whole credit mobility works. And best part is it gets actually linked with the academic bank of credits. तो जितने students जो learners हैं जो courses स्वयं से किए हैं उनका जितना credit earn किया है after giving examination and clearing continuous assessment as well as term and examination और सर्टिफिकेट इशू होता है, ये सब सर्टिफिकेट उनके क्रेडिट बैंक में जाता है. तो लेट मी मेंशन अबाउट द एकेडमिक बैंक ऑफ क्रेडिट, इसका भी मेंशन अगर आप NEP डॉक्यूमेंट में देखेंगे इसका भी क्लियर कट मेंशन है और UGC हैज कम अप विद अ एकेडमिक बैंक ऑफ क्रेडिट का गाइडलाइंस ऑल्सो. यू विल आस्क व्हाट इज इट? What is it's like a bank account. Only thing is instead of money, whatever you have earned towards your, the certificates or the credits you have earned towards a course, that gets accumulated in a ABC portal. So it is a virtual digital storehouse. और हर student they can actually open account, वो उनको register करना होगा ABC के थ्रू और NAD जो नेशनल एकेडमिक डिपॉजिटरी है उसका अकाउंट है तो उसके थ्रू भी वो लोग रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं. तो उसको लिंक करना होगा और जब आप रजिस्टर कर रहे हैं ABC पोर्टल में आप एक जो स्टूडेंट है उसका यूनिक ID क्रिएट होता है, उस ID को लेके वो क्लेम कर सकता है अपना क्रेडिट फॉर ट्रांसफर. अच्छा, अनदर इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज this facilitates multiple exit and multiple entry points. Our student during their whole entire education tenure, they can just pick and choose courses, drop in, drop out and use at the end of the tenure if they have earned the sufficient credits that are required, it can accrue towards the degree and they can claim their degree or diploma, whatever it is. And in fact, the way it works, it's the credit transfer is, you can see in the features also that I have put in, you can visit the site of ABC and credit is transferred seamlessly from their account. The only thing is that the host institution has to agree and it should be part and parcel of the curriculum so that it can be added towards the degree. This whole portal is, in fact, facility is powered by DigiLocker और इसका जैसे मैंने पहले भी बोला था नेशनल एकेडमिक डिपॉजिटरी में लिंक्ड है. तो उनका जो सर्टिफिकेट्स पूरा कंप्लीट डिग्री आपका NAD में अवेलेबल होता है और ABC में जो आपका कोर्स वाइज सर्टिफिकेट्स है वहाँ से आएगा. तो इसको कंबाइन करके कंप्लीट डिग्री, तो इंटरलिंक ऑफ ABC एंड NAD इज देयर. Another important intervention from Ministry of Education I would like to mention is the Swayam Prabha channel. This is basically meant for last mile connectivity. अब वेब के लिए, इंटरनेट के लिए कनेक्टिविटी का इशू हो सकता है तो हम बार बार एक्सेस की बात करते हैं. तो अगर लास्ट माइल कनेक्टिविटी करना है, आई थिंक मल्टीपल channels we have to reach out our learners. Channels in a sense that it's not just web based or mobile based online courses. You can think in terms of using TV channels for the purpose of that. So ये स्वयं प्रभा का भी जैसे it's based on the GSAT 15 that was launched in 2015 और उसमें 24 ट्रांसपॉन्डर्स में से 2 ट्रांसपॉन्डर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन को दिया गया था 2016 में और फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ ओनली एजुकेशनल कंटेंट. सो करिकुलम बेस्ड एजुकेशनल कंटेंट स्वयं प्रभा में 2017 से अवेलेबल होना शुरू हो गया है एंड इट इज़ अवेलेबल 24/7. सो ये 34 चैनल्स जो अवेलेबल है और अभी रिसेंट जो डेवलपमेंट है, एक तो अभी बजट दिस ईयर्स बजट इनफैक्ट इट वाज डिक्लेयर कि 200 चैनल अब अवेलेबल होगा. तो 34 एजुकेशनल चैनल्स जो थे पहले इनिशियली जब था, मेजर chunk of the channels were with the higher education and 3-4 channels were with the school sector. Then there was a decision sometime in 2020 कि उसका 12 चैनल were taken away for the school sector, class 1 से 12 के लिए, इंडिविजुअल क्लासेस के लिए एक चैनल, और बाकी जितने 22 चैनल्स थे वो फॉर हायर एजुकेशन. तो उसके बाद अभी क्या हुआ, जो रिसेंट डेवलपमेंट हुआ है बजट में जो डिक्लेयर भी हुआ, 200 चैनल खाली स्कूल सेक्टर के लिए आ रहा है. तो अब इसमें क्या अरेंजमेंट होगा, जैसे ही वो स्कूल सेक्टर के 200 चैनल यूज़ होना शुरू हो जाएगा, 34 चैनल्स विल बी मेड अवेलेबल फॉर हायर एजुकेशन. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, in fact there is a plan and I think very soon we will be having around more than 60 channels for higher education. So additional channels we are expecting. और ये चैनल्स आप अगर देखेंगे इसका एक्सेस आपको मिल जाएगा डीडी फ्रिश डिश टीवी के थ्रू. आपको खाली 1500 रुपीज़ का एक इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है और सेट टॉप बॉक्स ले लेते हैं तो आपको 34 चैनल्स अवेलेबल हो जाएगा. तो जितने स्वयं प्रभा चैनल्स यू कैन एक्चुअली यूज़ in the institution, colleges, departments and universities, and everywhere this facility needs to be put in place. And it can be integrated with the classroom, can be very well blended with the classroom teaching also. Another important thing is जितने हमारे live sessions या regular every day 4 hours fresh session minimum होता ही है और उसको फिर repeat किया जाता है, तो इस हिसाब से पूरा दिन available होता है. अब ये जो लाइव सेशंस या जो भी रिकॉर्डेड सेशंस जो फ्रेश कंटेंट अवेलेबल किया जाता है उसके बाद हम आर्काइव करते हैं और उसको आप अगर यू मिस आउट in the real time you can actually go to YouTube and have a look into the archive videos. स्वयं प्रभा का अपना एक मोबाइल ऐप भी है तो आप अपने मोबाइल से भी इसको एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट इट इज़ अवेलेबल थ्रू जियो टीवी एंड डिश टीवी. स्वयं प्रभा का एक पोर्टल है जिसका मैंने भी यहाँ लिंक भी आपको दिखा रही हूँ, swayamprabha.gov.in. इसमें अगर जाएंगे इसमें आपको प्रोग्राम शेड्यूल बिफोर हैंड मिल जाएगा. सब जितने YouTube आर्काइव वीडियोस हैं उसके लिंक्स मिलेंगे. वन कैन सर्च ब्राउज थ्रू the portal and search for subject or different metadata for the content that is available, और इसमें feedback mechanism भी available है. एक मैं इंटरेस्टिंग यूज़ ऑफ स्वयं प्रभा आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करना चाहती हूँ. इग्नू के पास 4 चैनल्स हैं और हमने रिसेंटली इनफैक्ट जनवरी 6, 2022 हमने क्या स्टार्ट किया है, एक लाइव सेशंस रेगुलरली कर रहे हैं रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस में सोशल साइंस सब्जेक्ट्स के लिए. और एवरी डे 13 घंटा 13 hours of live sessions are being conducted and it is in 13 languages which includes 12 regional languages and English as well. और एवरी डे 4 चैनल में हमने डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दिया है. तो अभी इतने शॉर्ट स्पैन में हमने ऑलरेडी 2000 सेशंस एक घंटे का सेशंस, तो आप कह सकते हैं 2000 प्लस घंटे का कंटेंट ऑलरेडी जनरेट हो चुका है. और अक्रॉस द कंट्री डिफरेंट रीजन में हमारे रीजनल सेंटर्स हैं वहाँ से कंडक्ट करते हैं. और इसके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा कोई इन्वेस्टमेंट करने की भी ज़रूरत नहीं है. यू कैन हैव अ स्मॉल स्टूडियो जस्ट सेटअप. इट विल कॉस्ट यू समवेयर अराउंड 1 lakh or maximum 2 lakhs, and you can create a studio and go live using this facility in fact of Swayam Prabha. So this is something that is a unique feature that is there. और इसके सक्सेस को देख के ही ये जो आपका FDP प्रोग्राम NEP का हो रहा है हमने भी डिसाइड किया we will use the platform, and इसी अभी जो ये भी सेशन चल रहा है that's running on the same platform and already I think you are aware about it. So this is a unique way of reaching out learners not only in the remote corners, last mile connectivity भी provide कर रहा है. Apart from that, teaching in mother tongue को भी it promote कर रहा है. So that is something very important. I think this is a major initiative and we plan to go in a big way, and in fact we are expecting 4 more channels to be coming to IGNOU. So we will be expanding it to all our programs in future. अब अगर आप डॉक्यूमेंट देखेंगे NEP में उसमें काफ़ी सारे डिस्ट्रप्टिव टेक्नोलॉजीज़ का मेंशन किया है. क्या है, इट टॉक्स अबाउट आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, इट टॉक्स अबाउट वर्चुअल रियलिटी, ऑगमेंटेड रियलिटी, ब्लॉकचेन और नए नए टेक्नोलॉजी की बात की है। तो मेजर चैलेंज वो है कि आप कैसे उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे। अगर हम बात करते हैं एंगेजिंग कंटेंट के लिए, आई थिंक द इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ AI कैन बी यूज्ड, हाउ यू कैन एम्बेड AR, VR in your courses, and how you bring about this, make a part and parcel of the teaching learning process. डॉक्यूमेंट में ये भी बोला गया है कि देयर शुड बी एम्फोसिस ऑन रिसर्च इनोवेशन इन दैट दोज डिसरप्टिव टेक्नोलॉजीज, और इसके लिए नेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन शुड बी वर्किंग टूवर्ड दैट। तो देयर इज अ मेंशन अबाउट नेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन, जिसका फोकस ये डिसरप्टिव टेक्नोलॉजीज, लेटेस्ट अपडेटेड एमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज जो है उसमें काम करे। Then the third important mention is about National Education Technology Forum. So the whole idea about NETF is that it will identify emergent technologies, market में क्या available है और उसको कैसे आप teaching learning के लिए adopt कर सकते हैं. So I mean in a mass scale adoption, how we can go about it, that's how actually NETF is going to work on. So let us talk a bit about the disruptive technologies that I mentioned. जैसे आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की बात की है, आप इसको कैसे यूज़ कर सकते हैं, और आज के दिन में बहुत सारे ओपन सोर्स टेक्नोलॉजीज अवेलेबल है एंड यू कैन यूज़ इट। सो अगर आप डिजिटल एजुकेशन की बात कर रहे हैं या ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन की बात कर रहे हैं, देन इट कैन बी यूज्ड फॉर द पर्पस, आई मीन यू कैन यूज़ intelligent tutoring systems, you can use personalized learning, customized personalized learning can be done just based on the analytics that is generated. Then the AI tutoring, AI based tutoring, teaching assistants can be created. I mean you can bring in even robotics in the whole process. You have adaptive learning approaches can be adopted. Then natural language processes, chatbots, I think many platforms you see chatbots are being used. Basically ये जो chatbots है, it's driven by artificial intelligence. Then you have conversational artificial intelligence agents that can work. It can be used for the purpose of big data, data mining, etc. एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट क्या है, आज के दिन में जितने लर्निंग मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम्स या MOOC प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं, they are having all these features inbuilt in them and it can be extremely used for the purpose of online learning or virtual learning. AI की बात जैसे कर रहे हैं, तो I think I need to mention also about big data and learning analytics. You can use it for purpose of course link data can be used, which can be embedded in the whole curriculum design based on student profiling, real-time usage, course feedback, transcript analysis, staff skills, etc. So it can be extensively used for that purpose. It can help in just-in-time interventions. कहीं कोई student lag कर रहा है, तो identity skill gap analysis आप कर सकते हैं and engage your students online using the big data or learning analytics. Then personalization, already I mentioned about it, and based on the demographic details, profile of the learner, it can actually, and their study history, how they study, how they perform, and all those aspects, data can be captured, and customizations, personalization can be done. Then big data can be also used for the purpose of multimedia indexing, जैसे common images in videos जो popular हैं वो identify करे, और उसको भी actually may be used for the purpose of understanding the fitness of the content, e-content that you have developed. And it can actually, apart from that, it's not necessary that you use the big data and data analytics just limited to the LMS, that is the learning management system, या MOOCs प्लेटफॉर्म. ये डेटा माइनिंग आप अक्रॉस प्लेटफॉर्म्स कर सकते हैं, जैसे सोशल मीडिया में भी अगर आप कुछ एक्टिविटी कर रहे हैं उसको भी आप यूज़ कीजिए, एंड द होल सोशल लर्निंग I mean information can be collected from different platforms and integrated with your basic learning management system or MOOCs. Let me talk a bit about augmented reality, virtual reality. I think ये बहुत extensively अब लोग बात करने लगे हैं, और इसका emphasis आप अगर NEP 2020 डॉक्यूमेंट में देखेंगे already there. और बेस्ट पार्ट है, बहुत सारे सर्विसेज, एप्लीकेशंस, प्लेटफॉर्म्स आपको फ्रीली मिलता है. सो ओपन सोर्स काफ़ी सारे अवेलेबिलिटी है. तो एक तो है ये सेकंड लाइफ, आपने सुना है क्या नहीं पता नहीं, आप एक बार विजिट कीजिए. उसमें इट्स अ प्लेटफॉर्म टू क्रिएट वर्चुअल कैंपस. यू कैन क्रिएट यूनिवर्सिटीज, कॉलेजेस, लाइब्रेरीज ऑन द सेकंड लाइफ प्लेटफॉर्म. और उसमें क्या कुछ नहीं, आपको यू टेक, इट्स लाइक अ गेमिंग प्लेटफॉर्म. यू टेक इन एन अवतार, वॉक इन, गो टू अ लाइब्रेरी, रीड बुक्स, यू कैन गो टू अ classroom, attend classes. So that's a fantastic immersive learning environment that is created. Then we have tools like Google Cardboard, which can actually connect to the smartphones. 360 cities free apps जिसको use कर सकते हैं आप, 360 degree panoramic images and videos for VR. Time Looper, again a freely available application. It can be used for VR time travel app के लिए. So you can actually visit locations through historical lenses. फॉर इंस्टेंस जैसे आप दिल्ली को देखना चाहते हैं हिस्टोरिकल वे से, मुगल एरा में कैसा था, तो मिडिवल एरा में कैसा था, तो उस यू कैन एक्चुअली यूज दोज थिंग्स एंड यू कैन क्रिएट इन फैक्ट यू कैन यूज immersive VR education and nearpod kind of platforms or tools just to develop your complete lesson plan. So this is how I think future of education, where we will be focusing a lot on augmented reality, virtual reality. Cost is coming down, and extensively I think there is an expectation that will be used, and I'm sure NETF will be providing access to such tools to all of us. एक और टेक्नोलॉजी जो जिसका मैं मेंशन NEP 2020 में है, इट्स द ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी, और इसका भी एक्सटेंसिवली यूज हो सकता है फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ एजुकेशन. And in fact, basically it can be used for the purpose of badging, certificates, and it acts as a trusted academic ledger. Blockchain technology in fact can help the educational institutions in improving their record keeping, maintenance of the records, then payment transactions, etc. And in fact, over the time I think we will be seeing its extensive use in integration with the academic bank of credits. In fact, IGNU का जो अभी recently हमने convocation में हमने blockchain use किया था certificate distribute करने के लिए, और in one click sub certificates were distributed. I think that's the future many of you will be adopting in future in fact. Now talking about, I would like to focus a bit on the National Education Technology Forum, which is going to be an autonomous body in fact, or it is going to be a platform for free exchange of ideas on the use of technology to enhance learning, assessment, planning, administration, etc. So actually they will be providing exchange of knowledge, ideas, best practices and all those things. Then it is going to facilitate decision making on the induction, deployment and use of technology. They will make you aware about the technologies that are available, what will be best suited for your institution. So hand holding is expected in future. And third important thing is it's actually going to build intellectual and institutional capacities in education technology. So that is going to be the future, and we are looking forward. I think already ministry has started establishing the NETF, and we will be seeing the results very soon in fact, once it is operational. So I will actually conclude by saying that there is a lot of emphasis on digital education if you look into the NEP 2020 document, and it is expected to be a game changer in the country, which can actually help in access to basic education, skill based education, lifelong learning, both formal and non-formal. So I think gradually हम लोग सब जैसे gradually we are getting, in fact COVID-19 taught us, many of us were not using online tools, platforms earlier, but everyone got into the bandwagon of using them, and I think many of you are aware, but I think it's going to, the use is going to increase further in future. It's going to enhance the quality of teaching and learning, to improve the relevance and effectiveness of basic education, and it's going to expand distance learning opportunities, especially for disadvantaged groups, and especially when we talk about reaching out to the remotest corners. All sorts of technologies are being made available. It's focused on the NEP document also. It says that all the platforms that are there needs to be upgraded, updated and enhanced further, so that the utility increases many folds in fact. And in fact it is expected to also raise the GER. So at present the gross enrollment ratio is somewhere around 27.6%, and it is expected that by 2035 or NEP document में भी clear cut mention है कि it has to be raised up to 50%. अगर हम इस level का GR reach करना चाहते हैं, I think just brick and mortar facility is not good enough. I think we need to adapt to the digital technology that we talk about, and then that's the future that we are looking forward to. And there is a overall government policy in higher education which is actually directing towards promoting digital education as reflected in NEP 2020. I think हम सबको एक साथ मिलके we need to understand what are the technologies available, what are the facilities available, and all the stakeholders need to get together, share ideas, share knowledge, and I think then only the implementation of NEP 2020 where digital education is concerned is going to be a great success. Thank you very much.